Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, it's Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Welcome to Cozy Gaming with Mike. And today we're going to be playing Dawncaster for about an hour. We are taking a look at the community contribution cards. The first card we're taking a look at is basically related to ice. Again, I don't have all the information, but I'm going to let you check out the deck. So if you're not interested in the deck, go ahead and fast forward about 10 minutes. And I want to give all my shout outs. First, big shout out to very, very awesome friend Megan and all of her folks who helped me get this really cool new microwave for my kitchen. I have a brand new microwave and it works with Alexa and it's blind and visually impaired friendly. So thank you, Megan. Thank you to all the folks who helped get this. Thank you to the professor. Thank you to all the other folks. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. I really needed it, and I was a little short, so being able to get a free microwave is absolutely crazy. You people are absolutely the most loveliest people. Thank you so much. Second big shout out to Artist Poyo. We have a brand new thumbnail. Sizzling Summer Gaming is the name of our new thumbnail. It will be put in certain descriptions. It's a generic thumbnail, which means that it isn't necessarily related to the game you're playing. It's related to the season. So I'm not clickbaiting you. Yeah, there's some pretty fine, folks on the cover, including a depiction sort of me. When I was maybe 18. But I'm just saying, I want to thank Artist Foil for her work. She's done about 9 thumbnails so far for us. But again, she's my primary artist. She's doing a magnificent job. Thank you so much, Poyo. If you want to leave a compliment for her work, please drop a comment and I will share it with her. She definitely appreciates any comments you make about her thumbnails. And of course, you can find a description of her thumbnails in my description. They are so absolutely amazing. Third, shout out to Rick Vander Wild of Dawncaster for the community submissions. Rick is great for allowing the community to give to his game. He's very integrated in the gaming community, and he lets people come in and design cards, and he's very open and accommodating. So if you're looking to design a card and you know what you're doing, you've got that experience, hey, look into the Discord community of Dawncaster. It's a great community. If you need help playing the game, it's also awesome there. So that's that. Our fourth shout out goes to My Noise. We've got some beautiful glacier sounds. Hopefully they're not too loud. This time I tried to keep the sounds reasonable. I hope they're not too loud. I do apologize. It seems like without a microphone, any sounds I include to keep myself going are just way too loud. But thank you for your love. I appreciate all of you. We've got our Dawncaster coffee. The creatures of night have fallen asleep and the heroes of dawn have risen to again defend Umbrus, to again defend the Shattered Realms from Umbrus and all the other evil creatures. Very, very cool. Also, final big shout out goes to Queen Angel. She's working so hard to take care of all the angels in Elysium, including myself. She's done nothing but fed me, help me stay afloat. You know, your boy was like struggling, struggle bus, big time, struggle bus, struggle wagon, struggle horse, all the way at the end of the month. Queen Angel is the kind of person that really, really helps me get through the really hard times. So I just want to tell her I love you. Thank you so much, my love, for all the incredible help. What else is going on this month? We've got Angel 2 working on our microphone situation, though. She's gonna be doing her flying nun routine, so she's taken off. She's gone. She's rolling. Got that from Gas Station Encounters. No, I did not make that one up. If you haven't subscribed to Gas Station Encounters, please do so. It's a great channel. But yeah, a flying nun is taking off. She's going off to have some fun. She'll be back next week. Yeah, that's about it. The sounds from this glacier thing is really kicking up. By the time I hear it in the video, I won't know if it's too loud or too soft. Honestly, I never do know. But anyway, I'm going to let you hear my deck. Again, Let's go check it out.
Ring of Power. Frost. Winter Spirit. End turn.
This is very much a weekly challenge, so I'll let you know that.
Player energy. In. 2.
I know I haven't been playing a lot of Dawncaster recently, but honestly, a lot of the stuff I do is the same thing over and over again. So only when I have something really new to share with you am I going to drop a video. But by the way, Dawncaster is one of my best games, crunchiest, most accessible games I play. You can always find them in my Cozy Gaming with my playlist, which is now up to about 30 videos. So go by my Cozy Gaming with Mike. Cozy Gaming is very important to this channel, and I definitely want you to check it out.
Show deck. Player health 95. Show deck.
Let's check
Cards
out the
currently in
deck.
Frost Shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier at the start of next turn. Inflict frozen equal to your barrier. Attune. Magic
right.
Frost action.
We're
Common.
going to discuss
Barrier.
this a
When dealt
little
damage.
bit, so
Take 1 less
fast
damage per
forward
stack of
another 10
barrier.
minutes.
Barrier
You
does
just
not
came
fade
back.
and can be dispelled. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack of frozen. Reduced by 1 for every card you play, and melts away entirely at the end of the turn. Attune. If you are not attuned already, attune to a random element. Attunements empower actions that share their type. Frostlands.
Okay, I'm
Deal
going
2
to try
damage.
not to
Draw a card if the target is frozen.
over
Magic Frost action.
these
Common.
cards.
Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack.
Okay.
Frost Shield. Int 1. Frost Shield. Int 1.
Okay,
Gain 3
Frost
barrier at the
Shield
start of next turn. Inflict frozen equal to your barrier. Attune. Magic Frost action. Common.
Is
Barrier.
shield.
When dealt damage.
Gives you
Take
3
1 less
points
damage
of
per stack of
barrier.
barrier.
I'm gonna
Barrier does
slide
not fade.
forward.
Frostlands. Deal 2 damage. Frost Shield. Frost Shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier. Frostlands.
I
Deal
think
2
I have
damage.
2 Frost
Draw a card if the target is
Shields, but I
frozen.
may be wrong.
Magic Frost action.
But anyway,
Common. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by
Frost
1 for each
Shield's
stack of
really
frozen.
good for
Reduced by 1 for every
Frost
card you play,
mages.
and melts away entirely at the end of the
Replace your
turn.
block with that.
Frostlands. Deal 2 damage.
Frost
Draw a
Lance
card if the
a free
target is frozen.
card.
Magic Frost action. Common. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack of frozen. Reduced by 1 for every card you play, and melts away entirely at the end of the turn.
Now, Frostlance is a great card. I just discovered this card. It might be a new card. But Frostlance's been absolutely fantastic. I don't know how to power it up. I don't know if you can level up. I don't know if you can improve it, rank it up. I don't know. However, it's been a great card to add extra damage. I've got 2 of those in this deck. This deck is 18 cards. The weekly challenge says I can have anywhere from 18 to 22 cards to get a bonus.
Healing Potion. 1 use. Gain 10 health if you are... Healing Potion. 1 use. Winter Spirit. +1. Neutral 1. Healing Potion.
I've got
1
2
use.
healing
Gain 10 health if you are below
potions.
50% health.
And now
Gain
here's
15
my
health
basic
instead.
attack.
Item. Winter Spirit. +1.
Winter
Neutral 1.
Spring.
Deal star
Let
3
me
star
let you
damage
hear the whole
flow.
thing while we
0/3.
talking.
Healing Potion. Winter Spirit. +1. Neutral 1. Deal star 3 star damage flow. 0/3. Attack again. Inflict frozen for each hit. Magic Frost basic attack. Common. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack of frozen. Reduced by 1 for every card you play, and melts away entirely at the end of the turn. Flow. Triggers when played after playing at least the indicated number of cards during the turn.
Okay, so Winter Spring is a great card. I think it's been around. I don't think that's a new card. It's a great card. So it basically inflicts its kind of power after you play the certain number of cards per turn. I think it's 3 cards. Winter Spring is really fun. I enjoy it. It keeps the enemies iced down. When enemies are iced down, they can't do as much damage to you. All right, let's go to the next card. Again, I cannot silence voiceover on this game. It doesn't have the UI that allows me to silence it. So if you're wondering why I'm talking over voiceover, it's because I can't silence it and I need to keep my train of thought, all right? So apologies. Let's move on to the next card in my deck.
Winter Spirit. +3. View deck. View discard pile. View deck.
Oh, actually, I won't be able to show you the whole deck to complete this battle.
View discard pile. View varied cards. Close deck view.
Okay, let me close.
Show deck.
Okay,
Cards
we're
currently in deck 7.
in the middle of the battle. Let me beat this battle, and I'll show you more of the cards I missed showing you. There aren't very many more. All right, let's get going.
Player energy. Int. 2.
Okay, we got 3 energy. Yes, we are really doing really well. The first level, the first zone we completed was the graveyard. The second zone we went to was the core. So it's really going good. I had to turn off invasions. It was too annoying. It was too absolutely difficult. I don't usually complain about difficulty, but the cards I have are not even strong enough to take on invasion. Again, invasion takes a lot of practice. When I'm in the mood, I put invasion on. When I'm not in the mood, I don't put invasion on. It's just so redonkulously hard. All right, let's finish this battle.
Show deck. Cards currently in deck 7. Player energy. Int. 2. End turn. Winter Spirit. +1. Frost Shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier at the start of next turn. Inflict frozen equal to your barrier. You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain Frost Shield enchantment. You gain Frost attunement enchantment. Surge of intellect. You gain 1 focus stacks. Player status. Burning. Surge of intellect. You gain 1 momentum stacks. You gain 1 focus stacks.
Our surges are all intellect.
Player energy. Int. 3. End turn. Winter Spirit. +1. Bonus.
Spring?
Enemy takes 7. Enemy gained 1
I think
frozen
it's Winter
stacks. You gain
Spring.
1 momentum stacks. You gain 3 barrier stacks. Fire attunement.
Okay, the one bad thing about ice spells, they randomly attune. So if you had ice on, they might change you to lightning or to fire, unfortunately.
End turn. Ring of Power. Neutral 1. Randomly deal star 9 star damage. Inflict 5 burning or frozen or gain 5 health. Repeat for every 200 gold you own. 66. Upgradable. Valuable. Magic item. Legendary. Treasure. This card is part of the treasure pool and can be found through various events. Upgradable. This card can be upgraded and improves the card in unusual ways. Valuable. This card adds double its merchant value to the final score.
This is a great card. Ring of Power is a piece of equipment, or I guess it's a utility. It's endlessly, you can use it endlessly, I do believe, and basically it does one of 3 or 4 different effects. It does 5 points of frost, 5 points of fire or burn damage that is a DLT or damage over time, or 5 points of unspecified non-elemental damage. The good thing about Ring of Power is that the more gold you have, the stronger Ring of Power gets. However, I do believe it got a nerf. I want to tell you, I do believe it got a nerf. It used to be every 100 gold, Ring of Power would get stronger. But it looks like now it's every 200 gold, which is sad because it was a great card and nobody used it, so why nerf it? Again, you know what, Rick? Come on. Why nerf a card nobody uses? Though, I can tell you right now, there are some Dawncaster geniuses that probably found a way to totally make the card broken OP. But that's okay. That's what games are all about. Again, I do love that Rick doesn't let cards stay OP or broken for long. He mixes them up, he changes them, he balances. Like any good developer of a strategic card game, he makes sure the cards are balanced. And occasionally he flips the script on cards. Some cards get stronger, some cards get weaker. All right, so that is Ring of Power. I have 2 of them in my deck. You might say, how did I get 2? Well, I got the Mirror Shrine. And one of the great things you want to do, pro tip number 1, always copy legendary cards, because you can copy those cards and be able to give them to the card trader and get some badass abilities. So it's really, really a good move to copy legendary cards. If you can't copy a legendary card, copy a rare card. And if you can't copy a rare card, then copy one of your more powerful consumables. And if you can't copy a more powerful consumable, copy, if you're a warrior especially, copy your Surge or Strength, because you can use it when you take that sword out of the stone, your Excalibur movements. But that's what I'm saying. So yeah, Mirror Shrine, absolutely one of my favorite shrines. It's absolutely amazing. All right, let's see what else we have in our hand here.
End turn. Ring of Power. Neutral 1. Player status. Burning. Stacks 1 at the end of Ring of Power.
Just Ring
Neutral
of Power.
1. Randomly deal players. Enemy gain 5 burning stacks. Player status. Burning. Stacks 1 at the end of the turn. Take 1 damage per stack of burning.
Burning is good. The enemy will take 1 point of burning damage. Technically, a burning attack is not an attack by you. So if you're using cards that want you not to attack, burning damage is not considered attack. However, if you're using charm, a burning attack will reset your stacks of charm, so be careful. Burn is really powerful. If you can't break through an enemy's defense, burn will always hurt them. And you can do some massive stacking of burn. It takes a minute to build up. Unfortunately, the only bad thing is you need to protect yourself while you're building up burn. Burn is a very slow kind of like gameplay or deck build. So it does take quite a few cards. And if you're having trouble with burn, there are several cards that can make you immune to burn. And there are several cards that can build up burn pretty well. I wouldn't say quickly, but if you build your deck the right way, you can make anything fast in this game. All right, let's keep playing here.
End turn. Player status. Burning. Stacks 1 at the end turn. You take 1 damage. Enemy turn. Fiery Potion. You block the damage. You gained 1 burning stacks. Whack. You block the damage. You gain 2 vulnerable stacks. Enemy takes 5. Your turn. Enemy gained 9 frozen stacks. You gained 9 momentum stacks. End turn.
Okay, let's talk about some effects that I'm being hit with. In a vulnerability, it's not an ability you can block unless there's a new ability that gets added to the game. At this point, I would have to say there is no way to prevent vulnerability. Basically, vulnerability can go up to a maximum, as I know, up to 100%. Which means you'll take 100% more damage from physical damage. So you can also inflict vulnerability on opponents. There are several cards There are not very many of them, but they can be really effective on enemies. If you are a physical attacker, vulnerability can be your best friend. It's a good way to break through creatures who have a lot of protection. Another good thing about vulnerability is I do not believe enemies can barrier against vulnerability. I could be wrong. It might be able to make hitting through barrier more effective. Actually, I think if barrier always is in front of vulnerability. So I do believe you have to break down barrier before you can hit for more damage with vulnerability active on your opponent. Many enemies in this game will hit you with vulnerability. It's a very reasonable kind of like debuff that enemies give you. There's a lot of debuffs in this game, but vulnerability isn't the worst. I mean, there's a lot worse debuffs in this game. I would say Doom is pretty nasty. It's hard to block that one. Fire is pretty nasty. It's really hard to kind of break through that. And Poison's nasty, but there's a lot of ways to protect yourself from poison. All right, let's keep going.
Player energy, int, 3. End turn, healing potion. 1 winter sprig, +1. Frostlands, bonus.
Okay.
Deal star 6 star damage. Draw a card if the target is frozen. Magic frost action. Common. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack of frozen. Reduced by 1 for every card you play, and melts away entirely at the end of the turn.
And there's another thing to keep in mind when it comes to ice cards. Ice effects end at the end of your turn. So I don't know yet, but as of now, frost effects don't carry over to the next turn. So my deck is very much dependent on me constantly stacking ice on my opponents. All right, so let's go ahead and pop off this Ice Lance.
Winter Sprig, Frostlands, bonus.
Excuse me,
Deal star 6, enemy takes 6, Frostlands, bonus. Deal star 6 star damage. Draw a card if the target is frozen. Magic frost action. Common. Frozen. Reduce damage dealt by 1 for each stack of frozen. Reduced by 1 for every card you play, and melts away entirely at the end of the turn.
I've also unlocked 2 level ups. One of my level ups gave me the ability to do 4 more damage with my frost effect, so that's incredibly useful for a frost deck. This is definitely, by the way, this is a, what is my class? I can't even remember it. I'm basically a mage. I keep forgetting what my class is. Let me show you my player info.
Winter Sprig, healing potion, end turn, player energy, int, 3, show deck, card player health 94, character info, close character panel.
Let me show you my character.
Copy, 0, 1, attributes, talents. Salazar Lindsay, Arcanist, 3.
We are an Arcanist, level 3.
An older man with a bald head and long white beard and mustache. His eyes glow a fierce orange, suggesting supernatural abilities. He wears a red and gold robe with ornate detailing, hinting at a position of authority or power. The background is filled with fiery orange and yellow hues, with sparks floating around him. This character's stern expression and the intense backdrop imply a commanding presence, possibly associated with fire or mystical energies.
And by the way, Rick Vander Wild did all these descriptions. They're beautiful, aren't they? Again, not every developer cares to describe the images that are not seen by the blind and visually impaired, but Rick did. So that's really why I want you to continue to support Dawncaster. Again, it's one of the truly crunchiest, hardiest, punchiest, most accessible games there is out there.
Health, 94/95.
Okay, so we have a max health of 95. Again, you can look under player info to get information about your character. If you unlock a secret talent, you can also look under talents to see what you've unlocked.
Experience, 517/750.
And this tells you how many points you need to get to your next level.
Sun gold, 66.
That's your gold.
Weapon, Winter Sprig.
There's your weapon.
Weapon cooldown, 3.
That's your super weapon. That's your weapon that you can activate every few turns.
Weapon, Sun gold, experience, health. An older man with a bald. Salazar Lindsay. Bounties, talents.
Let's check out our talents.
Select Stormskirt, lose 5 maximum health. Select repetition whenever you play a close character panel. Select repetition whenever you play a card with the same name of a card you've already played this turn. Gain 1 momentum.
Okay, so when we play the same card, we're going to get a repetition effect. We'll get momentum. Momentum helps you draw extra cards. And if those cards are free, right, you get extra attacks.
Select Stormskirt, lose 5 maximum health.
So this is when you walk into the storm. That gets you free potions from the potion dealer.
Select Bitter Cold, deal +4 damage against frozen enemies.
That's the special effect I took when I leveled up. Bitter Cold, I do 4 extra damage to frozen enemies, which I freeze all the time.
Select Steel Mine, start each combat with barrier equal to 10% of your health.
Steel Mine was a great grab. That was my other level up. I think it's really great. I start off with 9 to 10 barrier. It keeps going up. It's a great ability. It's great if you get sneak attacked on. You already have a barrier up, which pretty much absorbs most of the damage. This has actually been a great grab and has made this deck incredibly resilient.
Attributes.
All right, that's it.
Talents. Bounties. Talents. Attributes. Select steel. Select bitter cold deal plus. Select storm skirt lose 5. Select repetition when a close character panel. Character info.
All right, so that's my talents. That's my character. That's my description. I'm very, very happy with this deck so far. I don't know how far I'm going to go. If I'm able to beat the game on this weekly trial, I think I get a bonus 5,000 points. I've never placed in the leaderboards. I've done quite well. I think the highest I've ever placed on the weekly trials was 15,000 points. And that is nowhere near close to these monsters that are on the weekly trial leaderboards. These folks are like way up there in the 5-digit numbers.
Player health 94. Show deck. Player energy. Int. 3. End turn. Healing potion. 1 use. Get winter sprig. +1. Frostlands. Bonus. Frost shield. Int 1. Winter sprig. +3. Healing potion. 1 use. Player status. Vulnerable. Stacks 2 take 10% more damage from each action for each stack of vulnerable. Stacks up to 100% extra damage.
Okay, let me show you my status bar. So first thing you're going to notice, I'm getting hit with a debuff. That's vulnerability. I'm going to take 10% extra damage for each stack of vulnerability. Not cool. But there is no real way to remove it unless you find a particular card that removes all status elements. I don't think I have any of that I'm going to put in this deck. This deck is a deck that's using a code. I'm going to show you that later. That code has a specific thing I need to do in order to keep it active. So codes are great. They're one of my favorite ways to play. Once I figured out how to play with codes, oh my God, it really opened up so many avenues of gameplay and strategy.
Player status. Burning. Stacks 2 at the end of the turn. Take 1 damage per stack of burning.
Okay, that's my other debuff. I'm being burnt.
Player status. Fire attunement. After you play a fire card, gain INT and attune to a new element.
That's my attunement.
Player status. Aura of Rhyme. This combat. Gain momentum for each frozen you inflict.
Now, I have Aura of Rhyme. I think it's built in from when I played this weekly trial, or it could be my code. We'll double check. But this is really helping me to draw a lot of cards.
Player status. Barrier. Stacks 9 when dealt damage. Take 1 less damage per stack of barrier. Barrier does not fade and can be dispelled.
Okay, barrier's great. If you're going to get something, barrier is basically block that's fortified. It stays up. It's really great. It's even better than fortified because fortified only stays up for 1 extra turn. Barrier is a great ability.
Player status. Focus. Stacks 2 when you foretell. Reveal 1 more card for every 3 stacks. At the start of the round, draw 1 additional card for every 6 stacks.
Focus is another way to improve momentum. Not momentum. I guess. It basically draws more cards based on how much focus stacks you have. You get focus from a lot of different sources, but mostly from intelligence or intellect surge.
Enemy status. Wealthy. This creature carries 200% additional gold.
I am fighting this guy. He's a wealthy guy. He likes to punch you in the face. I'll show you what he looks like.
Enemy status. Burning. Stacks 5 at the end of the turn. Enemy status. Frozen. Stacks 9 reduced. Enemy name Bandit Looter. Enemy health 37. Enemy energy 2. Enemy hand. Attack. Attack. Enemy description. This oblivious bandit carries a large box. A stocky, hooded figure with a partially concealed face, wielding a large sword and holding a flaming object. The character wears a mix of medieval and steampunk-inspired clothing, including a fur-trimmed coat and armored elements. Their stance is confrontational, with the sword held at the ready. This individual appears to be a formidable warrior with possible magical or alchemical abilities, as suggested by the flame they control.
Again, this is Rick van der Waal's work. He's made sure that I think 90% of the monsters or 99% of the monsters have full descriptions. I do believe a lot of the cards have got some new improvements to their voiceover capability. But I gotta say, Rick, could you bring back the cute sounds that the Surgers made? Like, woo! I love that. Please don't take that away. That was absolutely one of the best new things you added. Because when I play the game, I usually play it when I'm about to go to bed, before I go until I turn off all my screens and stuff. I usually turn off all my screens at 9 o'clock and read a book or do some yoga or just relax. But my gameplay time is usually from about 8 to 9 every day. Just no recording, just me by myself. And I love that woo sound that your surges make. Could you please bring that back? They're so cute. There's been some new updates. Rick never stops updating his games. But yeah, if you're looking for updates, Make sure your automatic updates are on. Go to the Discord community of Dawncaster, and you will find lots of awesome, cool stuff. All right, let's...
Enemy status, frozen. Stacks 9, reduced damage dealt by 1 for each stack of player status, vulnerable, healing potion. Character info, player health 94. Show deck, player energy, int, 3, end turn, healing potion.
Healing.
1 U, winter spread, +1,
Winter
neutral 1,
spray.
frostlands, bonus.
Let's
Deal
go
star,
frost
enemy
lens.
take 6, frost shield, int 1, gain 3 barrier at the start of next turn. Winter's, frost shield,
Want to
int
have
1,
your
you gain 3
shields
barrier
up
stacks,
as
you gain
much
frost
as
shield enchantment.
possible.
Healing potion, 1 use, ring of power, neutral
Oh,
1,
ring of power,
random,
yeah.
enter, you heal 5 health.
I love my Ring of Power because it can also heal you for 5 too.
Healing potion, 1 use, winter spread, +1, bonus. Enemy gained 1 frozen
My
stacks,
Winter
you gain 1
Springs
momentum
get a
stacks.
bonus as well. If my opponent is frozen, my Winter Springs, I do believe, do more damage. I'm not really paying attention to everything.
Healing potion, winter spread, +3, neutral 1, deal star 9, healing potion, end turn, player energy. End turn, healing potion, winter spread, healing potion, player status, healing, winter spread, healing potion, end turn. You take 2 damage, enemy turn. Enemy playing cards, quick fingers, you block the damage. Whack, you block the damage, you gain 2 vulnerable stacks. Enemy takes 5, your turn, enemy gain 12 frozen
See, my
stacks, you gain
frost
12
is-
momentum stacks, end
My
turn.
Frozen on him is blocking all of his damage, but he's able to push through those vulnerabilities. If you don't kill him quick enough, he can usually get your vulnerabilities up to 50%, which is not good. Because then if he starts hitting you, you're going to get hit like a truck.
Frost shield, int 1, gain 3, you gain 3 barrier stacks, you gain frost shield enchantment.
One bad thing about this weekly trial, enemies have more health, bosses have 100% more health, so be wary.
Healing potion, 1 U, Krylands, end turn, player energy, int 1, end turn, Krylands. Healing potion, 1, winter spread, +1, winter spread, plus ring of power, neutral 1, enter, enemy gain 5 frozen stacks,
Oh,
you
yeah,
gain
I
5
love
momentum
Ring of
stacks.
Power. Ring of Power is one of my favorites.
Krylands, int, healing potion, 1 U, winter spread, winter spread, winter spread, player status, vulnerable, winters, healing potion, Krylands, end turn. You take 2 damage, enemy turn, end turn, enemy playing cards, potion of vitality, enemy heal 6, whack, you block the damage, you gain 2 vulnerable stacks. Enemy takes 5, your turn, enemy gain 15 frozen stacks, you gain 15 momentum stacks, end turn.
Alright, we're building up a lot of momentum. I need to find other ways to take advantage of the momentum I have in this deck. This deck builds up a lot of momentum.
Surge of intellect. Gain iron, you gain 1 focus stacks, end turn. Surge of intellect. You gain 1 momentum stacks, you gain 1 focus, frostlands, bonus. Enemy takes 6, ring of power, neutral 1, randomly deal star 9, end turn, ring of power. Enemy gain 5 frozen stacks, you gain 5 momentum stacks. Neutral 1, deal star 7 star damage flow, ring of power, neutral 1, you gain, enemy takes 9. Victory, next.
I love this deck.
Next.
Again, this is becoming one of my favorite weekly trials. Again, I don't like the super hard weekly trials. They just, they piss me off.
Show deck. Cards
This
currently in
one's
deck 18.
fun and challenging, but not too challenging.
Next.
Let's get to our rewards.
You gain 16 gold. Select a card to add
What
to
do
your
we got,
deck.
Luther?
Skippable. Skip rewards.
Baby Goat loves rewards. What do we got here today? What's our rewards, Luther?
Player gold 82. Enemy status. Fire shield. Settings. Fire shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier at the start of next turn. Inflict burning equal to your barrier. Attune. Magic fire action. Common. Barrier. When dealt damage. Take 1 less damage per stack
We
of
don't
barrier.
have fire
Barrier does
shield.
not fade. And can orb of thunder. Int 1. Deal 1 damage. Attune to lightning. Chain. Magic
We don't
lightning
want
action.
orb of
Common.
lightning.
Attune. Stormbolt. Int 1. Deal 4 damage continuity. Conjure a zap and power. Conjure a zap. Chain.
No, we're not
Magic
looking
lightning
for
action.
lightning.
Common. Continuity. Triggers when played
I'd
after a
love to
card of
do
the
a
same type.
lightning
Types on
ice
melee.
deck,
Magic.
though. That'd be
Range.
fun.
Divine. Orb of thunder. Fire shield. Enemy status. Character info. Character info. Player health 91. Show deck. Skip rewards.
Nothing really good.
Exploration. Use weapon power. Rim a strike weapon. Use your weapon power to inflict 1 frozen at the start of next combat. Start with an imbued aura of rhyme.
Rema Strike is the name of our power. It just basically gives the enemy a frozen. Probably does some other stuff. I'm not really paying attention.
Boss Garvin Grieved. Settings. Settings. Mini boss matrix. Campsite A brief. Enemy aura. Enraged. Start of turn. Gain 1 anger.
We're going to take on Boss Garvin Greaves, and then if we have enough energy, we'll take on Daisy.
Boss Garvin Greaves. A fat player gold 82. Use weapon power. Rim a strike weapon. Use your weapon power to inflict 1 frozen at the start of next combat. Start with an imbued aura
Love
of
the
rhyme.
sounds. I love the sounds in this game. Again, I have my sound effects turned way up. They're actually the best part, or one of the best parts of this game.
Player gold 82. Boss Garvin Greaves. A fashionable hat set. Enemy aura. Enraged. Boss Garvin Greaves. A fashionable hat sets him apart from the other. You gain aura of rhyme enchantment. Enemy gains enraged enchantment. Enemy gains sanguine riposte enchantment. Enemy gains blood taxes
let's deal
enchantment.
with
You heal 10
Garvin
health. You gain 9
Greaves.
barrier stacks. Your turn. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Ring of power. Neutral 1.
Let's hit him
Randomly
with the
deal star
ring of
9 star damage.
powers.
End turn. Ring of power. You heal 5 health. Healing
Got a
potion.
nice
1
free
use.
heal.
Gain 10 health if you are. Ring of power. Neutral 1. You gain 1 momentum stacks. You heal 5 health.
Oh, we wasted our heals. The heals came fast. We didn't even need them.
Healing potion. End turn. Player energy. Show deck. Player health 95.
We didn't need the ring of powers to heal us, but you know it's RNG.
Show deck. Cards currently in deck 12. Player energy. End turn. Player energy. End turn. Healing potion. Winter Spirit. +1. Neutral. Frost shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier. Player status. Aura of Bronze. Frost. Winter's. Healing potion. End turn.
We didn't need it. We didn't
Enter. Enemy turn.
really get.
Enemy playing card. Lacerating riposte. You block the damage. Outlaw alchemy. Life drinker venom. Enemy gains life drinker venom enchantment. Enemy gains 1 anger stacks. Your turn.
All right, he's building
End
up
turn.
anger.
Winter Spirit. +3. Winter Spirit. +2. New. Krylons. Int 3. Deal 5. Healing potion. 1 U. Frost shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier.
Shield.
You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain frost shield enchantment. You
As
gain
much
fire attunement enchantment.
barrier as we can get.
Winter Spirit. +3. Winter Spirit. Krylons. Int 3. Healing potion. Player status. Fire to healing potion. Kryl. Winter Spirit. Enemy takes 4. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Winter Spirit. I don't have enough energy to play this card.
Winter Sprig or Spring. I just call it Winter Spring.
End turn. Player energy. End turn. End turn. Enemy turn. You gained 1 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Outlaw alchemy. Outlaw alchemy. Holy water. Enemy heals 5. Steel skin potion. Enemy gains 6 armor stacks. Sanguine strike. You block the damage. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Enemy heals 1. Your turn.
is
Enemy
building
gained
up
1
that
frozen stacks.
anger.
You gain frostlands. Bonus. Deal star 6 star. Enemy has blocked this attack. Surge of intellect. Gain INT. Heal. You gain 1 focus stacks. Winter Spirit. +2. Frostlands. Bonus. You gain 1 moment. Enemy takes 6.
Hitting him with my frost lances.
Winter Spirit. +1. Bonus. Frost shield. Int 1. Gain. You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain frost shield enchantment. Healing potion. 1 use. Winter Spirit. +2. Bonus. Enemy takes. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Winter Spirit. Enemy takes. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Healing potion. Surge of intellect. You gained 1 momentum stacks. You gained 1 focus stacks. Player status. Frost shield. Ring of power. Neutral 1. Enter. Enemy takes 9.
There we go. Nice 9 points of damage.
Healing potion. 1 use. Player status. Frost shield. Healing potion. End turn.
Doing okay.
Enemy turn. You gain 7 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards.
Oh, that
Sanguine strike.
bleeds
You block the
nasty.
damage. Outlaw alchemy. Potion of visions. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Enemy heals 7. Your turn. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. End turn. Surge of intellect. Gain you gained 1 focus stacks. Frost shield. Int 1. You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain frost shield enchantment. Winter Spirit. +1. Frostlands. Bonus. Winter Spirit. Frostlands. Enemy takes 6. Winter Spirit. +3. Neutral 1. Winter Spirit. +2. Player status. Frost shield. Winter Spirit. +2. Enemy takes. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Player energy. Int 1. End turn. Winter Spirit. Winter Spirit. +3. Enemy takes. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Gain 3 barrier at the start of neck. Ring of power. Neutral 1. I don't have enough energy. Winter Spirit. End turn. End turn. Enemy turn. You gain 5 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Lacerating riposte. You block the damage. Outlaw alchemy. Steel skin potion. Enemy gains 6 armor stacks. Lacerating riposte. You take 5 damage. You take 5 damage. Enemy heals 5. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Enemy heals 4. Your turn. End turn.
Ouch. Yeah, he's breaking through my ice pretty quickly. Again, it's really hard to keep Garvin down. He keeps drawing a lot of potions, and eventually he's going to break through your shields no matter what.
Healing potion. 1 use. Healing potion. Krylons. In 3. Deal 5. Surge of intellect. Winter. You gain 1 focus stacks. Player status. Fire 2. Winter Spirit. +1. Neutral 1. Enemy has blocked this attack. Healing potion. 1 use.
It's gonna be
Gain 10
really
health if
hard
you
to
are below
beat him.
50% health.
He's
Gain
got a
15
lot
health
of
instead.
health.
Item.
This is gonna be a
Uncommon.
long
Treasure.
fight.
This card is healing potion. 1 use. Krylons. In 3. Deal 5. Player status. Fire attunement. Krylons. Healing potion. 1 use. Healing potion. End turn. Healing potion. End turn.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to break through his defenses right now.
Enemy turn. You gained 1 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Sanguine strike. You take 10 damage. You take 1
Ow.
damage. You gain 10 bleeding stacks. Lacerating riposte.
This is
You take
very
9
bad.
damage. You take 10 damage. Enemy gained 1 anger
I
stacks.
think he's
Enemy
got
heals 9.
us.
Your turn. End
I
turn.
don't have anything to stop him. He broke through. He's hitting us for a stupid amount of bleed damage. This might be a very, very short episode. He's hitting me for like 30 damage a turn. And there's not a lot I can do. I didn't get a good start. And I'm not getting a lot of heals from my Ring of Powers. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to take every potion and thing I've got. Again, the bosses have 100% more health.
Ring of power. Neutral 1. Randomly
this
deal 5
heals.
Ring of. You heal 5 health.
Oh, that was needed. I really needed that.
End turn. Ring of power. Neutral. You gain 1 momentum stacks. You heal 5 health.
Oh yeah, that was 10 health right there.
End turn. Player energy. Show deck. Player health 65.
We're at 65 health, so we lost like 30 health the last couple turns.
Show deck. Cards currently in deck 7. Player energy. End turn. Frost shield. Int 1. Game. I don't have enough energy to play this card.
I had to waste that to heal, but I can't shield.
Winter Spirit. +2. Neutral 1. Frostlands. Deal 2 damage. Player status. Fire attunement. After Frostland. Winter Spirit. Frost shield. End turn.
Yeah, this is really bad.
End turn. Enemy turn.
I was down.
Enemy playing cards. Sanguine strike. You take 11 damage. You gained 11 bleeding stacks. Lacerating riposte. You take 10 damage. You take 11 damage. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Enemy deals 10. Your turn.
32
End turn.
damage. Right there. Ugh.
Player energy. Int. Show deck. Player health 33.
Wow, we're so dead. So we're not going to make it, but at least you got to hear the weekly trial. We're so dead.
Show deck. Cards currently in deck. Player energy. End turn. Winter Spirit. +1. Neutral. Winter Spirit. Plus Frostlands.
Can we survive?
Deal 2 damage. Winter Spirit. +3. Frost shield. Int 1. You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain Frost shield enchantment. Winter Spirit. +1. Neutral. Winter Spirit. Plus Frostlands. Deal 2 damage. Winter Spirit. +3. Neutral. Player status.
Yeah,
Frost shield. Gain 3. Winter Spirit. Enemy takes 5. Enemy gained 1 frozen stack. You gained 1 moment. Player energy. End turn.
Yeah, he's going to kill us right here.
Player energy. End turn.
Well, like I said, you got to hear.
End turn. Enemy turn. You gained 1 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Sanguine strike. You take 8 damage. You take 1 damage. You gained 8 bleeding stacks. Lacerating riposte. You take 11 damage. You take 8 damage. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Enemy heal 7. Your turn. End turn.
Down to single-digit health.
Player energy. Show deck. Player health 5.
We got 5 health. Wow, we're doing so well.
Show deck. Cards current. Player energy. End turn. Surge of intellect. Gain healing. You gained 1 focus stacks. Ring of power. Neutral 1. Healing potion. Bonus. You heal 15 health. Ring of power. Neutral. End turn. Ring of power. Frost. Enemy gained 5 burning stacks.
At least we got him with fire damage. If fire damage helps.
End turn. Frostlands. Deal 2 damage. Drop Winter Spirit. +1. Bonus. Player status. Fire 2. Winter Spirit. Plus. Enemy takes 3. Enemy takes 7. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks.
Hit him as hard as I can.
Player energy. Int 1. End turn. Frostlands. Bonus. Enemy takes 6. Healing potion. Bonus. 1 U. End turn. Healing potion. Bonus. You gained 1 momentum stacks. You heal 15 health. Winter Spirit. +1. Bonus. Enemy takes enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. Surge of intellect. You gained 1 momentum stacks. You gained 1 focus stacks. Player status. Aura of Bronze. Player status. Fire attunement. After you play a fire card. Enemy stat. Enemy name Garden Greaves. Press for enemy health 108.
Wow, he has so much health. 108. Oh my god. Well, let you hear what he looks like.
Enemy energy 0. Enemy hand. Other. Attack. Enemy description. Off fashionable hat sets him apart from the other bandits. A cloaked figure with a wide-brimmed hat obscuring most of their face. He stands in a poised stance, holding a sword in one hand and a cane in the other. He wears elegant, dark clothing with gold accents and fur trim. His attire suggests a mix of nobility and practicality for combat. This individual appears to be a skilled swordsman with a mysterious air, possibly a vigilante or aristocratic warrior operating in the shadows.
Yeah, he looks pretty cool. He's dressed pretty well. Again, that cane and sword is kind of badass. But yeah, I think he's got us. There's no way I can prevent his damage. It's only getting stronger.
Enemy status. Player status. Character info. Player health 35. Show deck. Player energy. Int 1. End turn. Player status. Fire. End turn.
We might make it one more turn.
Enemy turn. You gain 5 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Outlaw alchemy. Outlaw alchemy. Outlaw alchemy. Life drinker venom. Enemy gains life drinker venom enchantment. Life drinker venom. Enemy gains life drinker venom enchantment. Bottled message. Conjured. System. Falconeted to your deck. Player health 35. Enemy takes 5. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Your turn. Player energy. Int 1.
Well, he just built up a bunch of life drinkers, which means when he hits me, he'll heal for that amount, for a very minimal penalty. And he also dropped a trap in my deck, so I'm going to take damage from that, which I can't really afford to take damage from anything. All right, we're going to try to beat him. If we can beat him, we can continue this episode.
Show deck. Cards currently in deck 3. Player energy. Int 3. End turn. Krylands. Int 3. Winter Spirit. +3. Ring of power. Neutral 1. Randomly deal 5 damage. Frost. Enemy gain 5 burning stacks.
Oh, at least we're burning him.
Winter Spirit. +2. Healing potion. Bonus.
Oh, cool.
1. You heal 15 health. End turn.
Yeah, I put a lot of healing potions in my deck.
Krylands. Int 3. Deal 5 damage. Winter Spirit. +3. Frost shield. Int 1. You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain frost shield enchantment. Shield. Gain 3 barrier at the start of Winter Spirit. +2. Bonus. Enemy takes 8. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks.
We're hitting him pretty good.
Player energy. End turn. Krylands. Int 1. Winter Spirit. Plus player status. Frost shield. Winter Spirit. +3. Krylands. End turn.
Let's hope he's still just powering up.
Enemy turn. You gain 2 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Sanguine strike. You take 9 damage. You take 2 damage. Enemy heals 9. You gain 9 bleeding stacks. Enemy heals 9. Outlaw alchemy. Bubbly brew. Enemy takes 10. Enemy gained 1 anger stacks. Your turn. End turn.
Well, we hit him a little bit with that flame. Those flames are hurting him. How much
player
health
energy.
do we have?
Show deck. Player health 16.
We have 16 health. We really can't take any more damage.
Winter Spirit. Player status. Enemy status. Enraged. Enemy name Garden Great. Press for enemy health 113.
He's got more health than he had from last time. So his health's only going up. Oh, Jesus. Well, let's get one more. Let's go out with a bang.
Enemy status. And player status. Poison. Winter Spirit. Character info. Player health 16. Show deck. Player energy. End turn. Winter Spirit. Plus Frostlands. Deal 2 damage. Draw. Frost shield. Int 1. Gain. You take 1 damage. You gain 3 barrier stacks. You gain Frost shield enchantment. Frost shield. Int 1. Gain 3 barrier at the start of next turn. You gain 1 momentum stacks. You take 1 damage. You gain 3 barrier stacks. Player status. Poison. Surge of intellect. You take 1 damage. You gain 1 focus stacks. Winter Spirit. Plus 2. Bonus. End turn. Winter Spirit. Enemy takes 4. Enemy takes 8. Enemy gained 1 frozen stacks. You gained 1 momentum stacks. NT and 1 focus. Action. Frostlands. Bonus. Enemy takes 6. Surge of intellect. Gain INT. End turn. Surge of intellect. You gained 1 momentum stacks. You gained 1 focus stacks. Ring of power. Neutral. End turn. You heal 5 health.
Oh, cool. We healed 5. That was nice.
Winter Spirit. Plus 3. Neutral 1. Player status. Frost. Winter Spirit. End turn. Player energy.
Well, that's it.
Show deck. Player health 16.
We got 16 health. We lost as much health as we gained from our Ring of Power because he's got poison on us, which keeps us in one place. Because every time you take an action, if you have poison on you, you're going to lose 1 point of health. So if he's got 10 points of poison on you, if you take 10 actions, you're going to lose 10 health. So it really negates all your healing. And the only real way to stop that is to heal, and I'm out of healing pots.
Show deck. Card player energy. End turn. Enemy turn. You gain 3 bleeding stacks. Enemy playing cards. Sanguine strike. You take 7 damage.
Dead.
You take 3 damage. You gain 7 bleeding stacks. Lacerating riposte. You take 13 damage. You gain 46 fatishers. You gain 250 fatishers. Score submitted. Your score of 4,680 has been submitted. For participating in this weekly challenge, you have received 250 fatishers.
Well, the good thing is we got 250 fate shards, which is really cool. That is something you can do when you participate in the weekly trials, which I encourage you to do. It's a good way to build up like lots of this bonus currency, which allows you to unlock classes and weapons and special powers, and it's really, really awesome to compete in the leaderboards. But that's going to wrap it up for us today, folks. Thank you for coming to Cozy Gaming here with Mike. Thank you for playing with me, Dawncaster. The creatures of night have risen, and the heroes of dawn have fallen asleep in their grave. We have lost for now, but we will again rise once again to defend the Shattered Realm. But for now, folks, thank you very much for coming, and please take care.